welcome back to Beyond ARTV. It's that time again. Another publication has ranked every single song by another massive artist, and today we're looking at Vulture, who ranked all 179 songs as of 2021 by Taylor Swift. This seems like an impossible task because you're never gonna please the Swifties. It's why I would never tackle something like this myself, but the author of this article, Nate Jones, is apparently a braver soul than me, so we're gonna journey forward. This article's been updated a few times according to Vulture. It started in 2017, it's been updated with The Lover, Evermore, and Folklore album releases, and the list has shifted to respect the author's ever-changing tastes. So I can respect that. I've changed many of my own lists in the past, and if you would like to see me do an updated top 20 Taylor songs, well, hold your horses, because she might drop another album, and I feel like my list is gonna be instantly outdated. No, but seriously, let me know if you would like to see that, if you want to see me re-rank the albums, but for now, sit back, click that like button, subscribe for the love of music, and let's get started. All 179 Taylor Swift songs ranked, and according to the author, there are at least 10 stone cold classics in the catalog. I would have to be inclined to definitely agree, so let's see how much I have in common with the author Nate. How to start off a list? Is it gonna be good or bad or somewhere in between? And it's one that, wow, I surprisingly really do agree with. This is Look What You Made Me Do. Absolutely something that I've been screaming from the mountaintops. This was a single that I was very displeased with, and it didn't happen to be like a shake it off type of thing where I initially didn't care for it all that much, but now I'm like, it's kind of a bop. This song still sucks. The chorus is really bad, the sampling is tacky, and it's irritating to the nth degree. Better Than Revenge at number 176. I have a feeling I know why, and it does say it's a nasty little song that hasn't aged well. Honestly, I like when an artist can just go for that feeling that is somewhere in between trying to make somebody else miserable and just being as petty as they can be. I still love that song, and I love Speak Now. I think it's almost a flawless album, so definitely off on a weird foot. A few more covers and holiday songs later, we move on to The Last Time at number 170, which is interesting considering I think that's a pretty well-received ballad. I know that certain things are gonna have to stack up somewhere, but I'm just saying I haven't seen every holiday song or every cover yet, and to see The Last Time down there, I mean, Snow Patrol's Gary Lightbody did amazing work on this, and I think that Taylor sounds great bouncing off of them. The chemistry just doesn't feel like a bottom tier track to me. Invisible I can definitely get from the Taylor Swift Special Edition. I never cared a ton for that track. And then Ready For It from Reputation. This is absolutely a weak effort. It definitely had a bit of charisma to me at first. I thought this sounds like a kind of engaging, throttling, synth-heavy track that's trying to be dark and sleek, but the replay value, it was bankrupt in that department. Me off of Lover at 166. Damn, spelling is indeed not so fun when I have to read it off of a screen here to see it that low. You know, I don't hate this song. I really don't. I don't love it, but I would go out on a limb to defend it. Okay, what the hell is this down at number 163? Crazier from the Hannah Montana The Movie soundtrack? Have I heard this before? I had never heard that before. Wow. Today I learned that Taylor Swift had a song on the Hannah Montana soundtrack, but down at number 162, again, thank you! Another one that I absolutely agree on, Bad Blood. This is a song that literally, even if I'm playing the vinyl, I will pick up the needle, move it just a little bit further down, and say, no, I don't think I'm in the mood for that cheerleader chant today. You've got Change from Fearless down at 159, which is a pretty damn bold move. I think that's one of the better songs on that album, so we might be exchanging some words the higher up we go. Endgame off of Reputation. Yeah, Future and Ed Sheeran on this one. What a weird trio. It just doesn't work. It's so clunky. It feels like a rusted machine that's been left out in the rain for a while, and now we're trying to sell it as something new and innovative, and it's not exciting at all. The Lucky One from Red. Oh man, I can't imagine how the hardcore stans were reacting to that placement. Just imagine if All Too Well's not in the top 10. I mean, The Lucky One, that's one thing, but All Too Well, you do that one dirty, we're all gonna have a problem. Beautiful Ghosts from the Cats soundtrack. I have tried so hard to forget everything about that film, even though I've only seen the trailer and I've seen various clips from it. I have nightmares still. A Place in This World from the self-titled I Don't Want to Live Forever. That was the song with Zayn. That's actually one of the most viewed videos on this channel. Go look right now. Go sort it by most popular. You're gonna see that song up there, and I don't know why that got so many damn views. Not exactly a great song, though. We got 3 Eyes songs in a row, and one of which I'm kinda mad about. Eyes Open from the Hunger Games soundtrack. I mean, it's no Safe and Sound, but come on, that's a really solid kind of folky leaning cut that I'm happy Taylor kind of leaned into later in her career. The Outside, I guess okay enough. Only the Young, I actually did find that to be pretty catchy. I had it saved to Spotify for a bit, but it wasn't a long time rotation type of thing. And then you've got Superstar and then Starlight, a couple of S's back to back to back, Sad, Beautiful, Tragic from Red. You still haven't totally lost me because I don't think that these are among the best of the best, although I really do love that Snow Patrol collab, but whatever. Innocent down at 143. That is kind of a personal favorite for me. I feel like there's a lot of emotion in that one, but they've written up a whole blurb here. Oh, wow. This had VMA's context to it? They're talking about stripped of all the context, Innocent is fine, but wow, I did not know that she premiered this at the VMAs and showed the clip of Kanye interrupting her.
I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
See, this is why I don't like to look too deeply into certain things, because it can kind of ruin it for you, and I don't want to ruin the magic there. I love that song. No Body, No Crime from Evermore at 142? Okay. Okay now. We're just gonna take one of the, top 3, hands down, objectively songs from that. No Body, No Crime featuring Haim, and we're gonna throw it down at 142? I mean, I might seriously consider that for my own top 20 list. Mary's song, Oh My, that is definitely one of my favorites, actually, from the self-titled era, but I get why people might not like the twangy, just open-eyed, innocent type of feeling. Dancing with Our Hands Tied from Reputation is actually in my top 10 video that I put out a couple of years ago. I really loved this song. I think this, Getaway Car, King of My Heart, those are the top 3 songs on Reputation. And Dancing with Our Hands Tied, I get that it has a bit more of an abrasive electronic sound, but she wears that robe very well. It's kind of an elegant but disassociated type of song where she breaks down a relationship. Death by a Thousand Cuts was another one from Lover that I find to be pretty strong, but at the same time, I don't think it's one of her best albums, so I can't have too many qualms there. Welcome to New York down at 134 though. This is something that definitely opens up that world so well. I always appreciated that as the opener to 1989. I guess they're pointing out the fact that New York is described as this very open, welcoming thing, and Taylor is a bit misinformed as to what it is because she just rolls into town and says, yeah, I'm living in an apartment and it's gonna be just like the show Friends. You need to calm down at 132. Thank you. I would put this even lower myself. The song where Taylor Swift came out as an ally of the LGBTQ community, buried the hatchet with Katy Perry at the same time. It definitely was slangy, as this author notes. I kinda hate the fact that there were just so many buzzwords on it. TLDR, it's a very annoying song. Come Back Be Here is a song that I don't believe I've heard. I haven't heard every single deluxe track ever. The Lakes at 130 though? Woo! You already know. You already know if you watch this channel. The Lakes is one of the most beautiful songs I think I have heard in the past decade, if not ever in my life. This is such a poetic song. It pains me. I'm popping my P's so hard right now because I'm that mad. The Lake's at 1:30. The Lake's at 1:30. This is fucking top 10 material. Right where you left me. Apparently that's where I've left my anger. That was one of the bonus tracks from Evermore. I did think it was the weaker of the two. I'll be anxious to see where the other one falls. We've got a few others, a couple of throwbacks here from Fearless and Taylor Swift, and then False God from Lover. I thought that song was interesting, but I don't think it paid off all that well, and as the author noted, it was kind of a failed attempt at R&B that didn't fully pan out. Stay Beautiful, though. I do like that song. It's Time to Go. There they go. They just kind of lumped it all in. I don't really feel like a ton of thought went into the ranking of this. They're ranked so close together, both Evermore tracks. And I think It's Time to Go is like a lot better. Not to say that the other one's bad, but this one was really strong. Oh, So It Goes. Absolutely an irritating song that got under my skin in a major way, but so did most of Reputation. You're Not Sorry from Fearless, though. That one was one of the really solid deep cuts I felt like I still came back to a lot over time. I Wish You Would is so underrated. I just posted this song to my Instagram story recently. I was actually listening to the vinyl for 1989, and I posted a little clip of that one on the turntable, and I said it was underrated there, and look where it gets ranked. It's one of the worst songs on 1989, according to them, and it's such a fun song. It's so catchy. What an earworm. God, these people don't like fun, I swear. Epiphany from Folklore down at number 117, and there's King of My Heart. I called that one out earlier as being another underrated masterpiece from the album Reputation that was often overlooked because it is a very confusing mess of a train wreck of an album, but King of My Heart is great. It's something that definitely feels like she's ramped up the energy and also feels alive again. They described Cold As You as a dead serious breakup song. But at the time, I mean, what teenage song about a breakup isn't life and death, at least to them in the moment? That's why I feel like it does feel authentic still. Haunted at 114, this person is out to fucking get my taste. They are coming straight from my throat. Haunted, again, top tier Taylor Swift, S tier, top 10 all the way. This song made use of a lot of different things. It feels perfect for the fall and even like Halloween or something. It just feels like it should be in a film soundtrack somewhere. It's larger than life. I swear to God, All Too Well is gonna come in at like number 57 or something. We're respecting opinions, John. Let's keep going. Wonderland at 110. I think a lot of people have kind of championed this one as a fan favorite, and I understand why. I like the imagery on this very much. Alice, Wonderland, the Looking Glass. It feels like you're transported elsewhere, and that form of escapism is really cool from Taylor. Mirror Ball from Folklore is at number 109, and I do think this is one of the weaker songs on the album, but there's not really any weak songs on there. I guess I would say it's a personal least favorite on an album full of favorites because I still really do like this song. I love the 80s reverb touch to this one. I think Jack Antonoff did a fantastic job in merging sounds and worlds. Let's continue scrolling here with a few more that I don't really have strong opinions on. I did enjoy the Christmas track. I enjoyed the one from the soundtrack as well, at least at the time. London Boy, number 105. I did find that one to be a bit grating. It was just like a little bit too bubblegum poppy for me. I'm Only Me When I'm With You. Oh man, the former Disney Channel watcher in me would be raging right now because they played this all the time, like on there and Radio Disney, and it was just the jam back then. Exile off of Folklore at 102. Dear Lord, this person has a death wish on him. This plotting Bon Iver duet broke my patience a few times. That's what the author is saying. I think this list has broken my patience a few times. I don't see how Exile ranks lower than this next one, or really pretty much anything from Reputation. That makes zero sense. That is such an emotional collaboration. Personal preferences be personal preferences. I'm just gonna keep rolling along here. If this was a movie, that was another bonus track. Cowboy Like Me, dear, every time. Did I not say in my Evermore review that that was like the best song on the album? For the sole reason of me doubting the general public and knowing that this song is going to get slept on, and it's going to get slept on hard, let's start the track list breakdown by praising the western-leaning Cowboy Like Me. All I can do is shake the head and keep rolling, I guess. How You Get the Girl from 1989, I will say that that was one of the least interesting songs, but this, again, doesn't make sense to me coming in under some of the ones that we've already seen from 1989, at least the one that I feel is super underrated. Subliminal Messaging, Ghost Stream, I wish you would. The Man at number 97 is something that I would put much, much lower. It's topped songs that I would never allow it to top, but I do appreciate that it's down a little bit lower. I feel like it was kind of forced with the message that it was putting out there, and Taylor Swift being like the most successful woman on the planet, and then kind of playing the card like, oh, you know, if I was a man, could I have been more successful? That really just doesn't go over very well with me. I mean, if somebody else had written it where it actually made sense, but Taylor has really had every opportunity imaginable, and sometimes it feels like she's just trying to throw gasoline on a fire. The one off of Folklore, I will say that I know a lot of people love that song. I wasn't super crazy about it. The Way I Loved You from Fearless was written in collaboration with Big and Rich. I didn't know that. That is something that apparently you learn something new every day. That's true, because holy hell, I never knew that at all. Oh, it's nice to have a friend just kind of got stuffed in there, right in the middle of the pack. That's at like 93, that's literally smack dab in the middle of this list. And I know it's not like an extraordinary song, but its simplicity is really endearing. In fact, I kind of recently had this song stuck in my head, and I don't know why. I guess that says good things about the song. Sparks Fly at 92. You're crazy. Okay, you're a crazy person, I see. Ours at number 91 is coming in higher than Sparks Fly. Cool! This Is Me Trying is at number 90. That's off of Folklore. You have Stay, Stay, Stay from Red. I would easily swap that in the likes of The Last Time, but cool. Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, another one that I felt extremely underwhelmed by, so no complaints there. Gold Rush off of Evermore, however, I thought that was such a well-written pop gem tucked in early on Evermore. That was one of the only Jack Antonoff collabs on the album, and it definitely should have been, or else I hope it will be. Somehow I'm manifesting it in the future. I want this to be like a single. It's so well done. Illicit Affairs and New Romantics are about where I would probably end up ranking them if I had to do a list like this somehow. And then Everything Has Changed at number 82 is surprising to me, because I've always felt like this is definitely a very breezy, acoustic guitar-fueled moment that stands the test of time so well. So it feels very snubbed in a way, like very pushed far down the list, further than I would ever consider putting it. All You Had to Do Was Stay at number 80 feels pretty accurate. I feel like that one can get a little bit overbearing, at least after you listen to it a few times, and I would definitely swap it with some of the other ones that I've seen lower from 1989. But Today Was a Fairy Tale from the Valentine's Day soundtrack, that was one of her best soundtrack offerings. Margery was definitely an emotional bullet hole from Evermore. That was written about and named after her grandmother, I believe. Yeah, it confirms it here in this little blurb. And it's something that definitely feels like having a hard time letting someone go, but also knowing that they're still around somewhere in the atmosphere. You can see and feel their energy and know that they're around you and comforting you, and it's just a very well penned tune. 3 in a row right here that I don't have a ton of thoughts on. You Are in Love was my least favorite probably of the bonus tracks from the deluxe of 1989. Call It What You Want was so boring to me that I don't care at all. I think Mad Woman is the standout of this little section here. It's what The Man from Lover should have been. It put it in a historical context. The Story of Us, next chapter indeed. That's a really big banger, actually. That one is one of my favorite songs on Speak Now. I always just rock the hell out. Continuing on down our list here, we get to Long Live off of Speak Now, the closing track that was written about her bandmates, and it's something that describes adolescence, coming of age so well. It's a longer song, and it's kind of the period, not the exclamation point, but the sizzling period that needed to be put at the end of that record to just really seal its fate as kind of an iconic album. That back-to-back with Clean on the list, I can get down with that. This is something that is another closing moment, so I see why they could probably go in tandem like that. Oh, Don't Make Me Tear Up, Never Grow Up. That one, even back in the day, I'm like so much older now than when this song came out, but I could feel it then. It just talks about a parent's role and maybe a child and how how things evolve and you get embarrassed of your parents and then you come back around and hopefully become friends with them. It's just the circle of life shit that kinda felt very relatable to me and still does. I forgot that you existed. I forgot that this song existed. I swear to God, I read that title and I'm like, do I know that one? Yeah, I do know that song. But I genuinely don't even remember that song. Is that the opening track, I think? Yeah, wow, and a twist of fate, it turns out that I don't give a shit about this song. Jumped in Fall was one of my teenage anthems. That was a former MySpace song for me. Should have said no, back to back. That's just a little stab here, stab here. Damn, Nate! You should have said no, you should have gone home. Afterglow from Lover was something that made an appearance on my most underrated Taylor Swift songs list, so again, to see it at 59, I feel like underrated is a term that's not that far-fetched. Back to December at 58? This person really is insane! Nate, instead of asking you who hurt you, who didn't hurt you? Who didn't hurt you to the point where you couldn't feel the emotion in this song? I'm gonna read what you wrote here, but who didn't hurt you? At the time, this one was billed as a big step for Swift, the first song where she's the bad guy. Now that the novelty has worn off, it hasn't. It doesn't feel so groundbreaking. It is. But it does show her evolving sensitivity. The key to a good apology has always been sincerity, and whatever faults Swift may have, a lack of sincerity has never been one of them. Well, that just feels like you ran in a circle. So this, back to back, with Soon You'll Get Better. I am really sensing a disconnect from emotion here, because these songs, I'm not saying that Soon You'll Get Better has to be like top 20, top 40, whatever, but just this back to back with Back to December leaves me with a bad feeling in my stomach. Gorgeous? Yeah, nope, that one never ever did it for me. Hate the intro to that. It just felt like it was trying so hard to be quirky and I couldn't stand it. This list is driving me crazy. It's all over the place, but here we go. 7 from Folklore. Wow, that was another one that I thought was so well done. It described her growing up and being with a friend and dealing with the past in a really big, bold way, but I guess in the context of everything overall, 55 is not that low out of 179. But that lower than I Did Something Bad from Reputation? Do you see why I'm calling this an uneven list, okay? Willow was down at 53. I thought this was a kick-ass lead single, kind of the single, I guess, the first one that got pushed from Evermore, even though it was a surprise album drop. Taylor loves doing that now, just announcing it the night before. But Willow up against Cardigan, if we're putting up the sister albums, I lean towards this one being a little bit stronger, although I go back and forth because Cardigan is just, it's so imaginative. I love the personality that she's always able to exude with her imagery, and Cardigan I guess does that better, but I love the eclectic feeling of the guitars on Willow. You're the devil, Nate! You're the devil! Number 50, you're the devil! This, ooh, My Tears Ricochet, I'm about to see something else ricochet. Just gonna cover up the blood that's about to boil out of my eyes there, because this is pretty much a perfect song. It's got the heightened sense of emotion, it's wearing the heart on the sleeve, it's one of the best track 5s, Taylor Swift fans, I know you feel me on that. It's an amazing track 5, definitely better than the one on Evermore, no hate to that, but this is just, it's Taylor and everything that she does best. And then you go and put I Know Places at number 49. We are the foxes and they are the hunters and we run! And we run it all the way down to number 49. I guess this isn't so bad. It could have been a lot lower. I know that. Just calm down. I need to calm down. My tears are about to ricochet. Now, how the hell is 22 gonna be up this high? We got 22 at number 46, but we got My Tears Ricochet at number 50? Okay, Champagne Problems at 45. That is definitely not one of my top favorites by any stretch of the phrase on Evermore. The Last Great American Dynasty at number 44. It's great to see this one getting a bit of praise here. I definitely have a strong affinity for it myself. Taylor really showed off her songwriting on Folklore, and that is just why it's so amazing. I think the instrumentation obviously is one thing, but the lyricism, top caliber stuff. Why is my voice so high? I guess I'll just have to Shake It Off, because there it is at number 43, apparently Shake It Off, just better than I Wish You Would. I think it's better than, apparently, all of these other songs that I've complained about up to this point, and I'm just gonna have to just do exactly what the song says, because there's not a chance, there's not a snowball's chance in hell that that's true. I'm getting more unhinged by the minute. This is gonna be fun as we arrive at the top 40. 'Tis the damn season to kick off our top 40. It's off to a sizzlingly slow start, because this song doesn't hold a ton of weight for me. I just feel like the vocals that kind of border on that falsetto range for way too long. It's piercing by the end of it. Dress? I don't even think I remember that song. How does that one go? Okay, yeah, I remember it now. It's all coming back. Nope, can't stand that one. Wow, at number 39? Okay then. Teardrops on My Guitar at number 38, certified classic right there. Dorothea, and then August from Folklore. That one in 7 I feel like should be a little bit closer. I feel like those just go and flow so well, but August being in the top 40, we're here for it. Getaway Car at number 35, thank you for at least giving that some love. That's bringing a bit of consistency back to this list because it's just so catchy. It feels like just going into a sunset somewhere. Like we're just gonna get that happy ending. I Knew You Were Trouble at number 34. That is risky business right there. To put that up in the top 40 still. I mean, I think at the time it sounded like what was on the radio, but listening to it now, all I can hear is that damn Goat remix. Begin Again, also from Red, is great to see, and then Safe and Sound, I was praising it earlier when Eyes Open came across. I think this is definitely the superior song, and it's probably in my top 20 personally. I just love how vividly she captured this world. I don't often feel like soundtrack songs do justice to the film that they're trying to describe and trying to blend into that world. They just often feel like commercial grabs. But this one feels genuine, straight from the heart, and it totally fits with the character of Katniss Everdeen. Picture to Burn at number 31, that's a certified banjo bop right there. Ivy from Evermore, that is just such a jarring worldview to go from Picture to Burn to Ivy, but that's Taylor as an artist and her evolution. Tim McGraw at number 28, that feels like a staple of the catalog, but not necessarily one that I go back to a ton. Betty from Folklore, saw her kind of diving headfirst back into the world of country music after leaving it in the rear view for the best part of a decade. And again from Folklore, we've got Cardigan here, which I kind of put them up against each other, the lead singles from Evermore and Folklore, and I will stand by the fact that the imagery on this one is just outstanding, and I'm happy that this was a number 1 hit, even if the fans kind of really manipulated the fuck out of the numbers. Every fandom does it, I know, but just sitting around just looping a song over and over again, is that really a fair way to get a number 1? It just, nothing feels natural anymore. It doesn't feel like the number 1 means what it used to. Speaking of number 1s, I don't think we've seen We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together yet on this list, and that terrifies me if they actually think that's a top 20 worthy song. There's the title track Fearless, and then Dear John, of course written about me, and I just want to use this platform right now to say I'm so sorry, Taylor. I'm so sorry that you have no idea who the hell I am, and that this song is actually about John Mayer, and it's an incredible slow-burning ballad. It's just crushing with the way that it just melts over you. Okay, to a degree, I understand the Fearless title track placement, but the Red title track, just really the it didn't really age that well. It's the audio equivalent of the lyrics' Synthesia. I don't know about that one. Cornelia Street, that's one of the better songs on Lover, for sure. So while I might not personally rank it up that high, I can definitely see where lyrically and musically speaking, this one factors in. And then you've got Delicate from Reputation, which is one of the best songs, the best single, I think, from the album overall. None of the others even hold a candle, because what? The one with Ed Sheeran and Vulture, and then Ready for It, and then Look What You Made Me Do? Really? Delicate just blows them all away. Forever and Always blasted nesting in at number 20, and then Hey Steven at number 19. I am just getting a nostalgia wave right here. Ronan, yeah, absolutely. That was on my underrated list. I think this is such a good song. It was a charity single, and it was written for a young fan of hers, a mom who had reached out to Taylor, and she was so moved by the entire situation that she wrote a song for it, and Ronan is just an exemplary emotional ballad that really tugs at every heartstring of emotion you possibly could have. So, Nate, I'm sorry I called you a heartless monster earlier. Clearly, apparently, you do have some emotional sentiments in there. Hey, there is The Archer. That's what I'm talking about at 16. Taylor Swift, please do more synth pop, dream pop, anything in that lane, because it sounded so good, not only on the studio version, but the live version for the BBC. Chef's kiss. Style at number 15 feels way too high to me, but I have a complicated relationship with this song. I think it's catchy. I do think it's got a vibrant color to it that I like to a degree, but I just heard this way too much back in the day. I had a friend that played it like non-stop, and I just got nauseated by the time I was hearing it on the radio. Invisible String is a bold pick, but one that I can respect. I think that was definitely interesting from a writing standpoint, definitely not a top favorite for me. The title track Lover, yeah, that alongside The Archer, obviously the best songs on Lover, so yeah, thank you. Out of the Woods, absolutely, what a slapper right there. Allegedly written about Mr. Harold Styles. Did they commit murder together? I can't remember. Vehicular Manslaughter, that's what it was. New Year's Day at number 11, huh? Well, Olivia Rodrigo would be super stoked right now because she sampled the piano from New Year's Day on One Step Forward, Three Steps Back from her album Sour. I think it's an okay song. I think it's one of the better ones from Reputation, but still not a grand moment that I'm constantly keeping in rotation. And there it is, ladies and gents, the top 10 wildest dreams. I think that one's a little undercooked, honestly. I don't think that is top 10 worthy by any stretch of the phrase. Love Story at number 9, very predictable, very overplayed to me, I think. State of Grace at number 8. Not crazy about this top 10 at all so far. State of Grace is really great in its own right, but I probably wouldn't even put it inside of my own top 30. We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together at number 7? No! No, I won't allow it. I won't allow it. I will not allow it. That was her first number 1 hit. I know that, but dear Lord, I don't see what justification in the world could make this top 10 worthy. Our Song is a cute little ditty all the way up at number 6. That is surprising to see that much love for the self-titled, but again, this list has been a roller coaster ride and my seatbelt flew off like 80 picks ago, so we out here now. Mine from Speak Now? Really? I am having a hard time just feeling any kind of connection to this list because it picks you up, but it so frequently just drops you down to the what now? I feel like this is probably coming off wrong. I really do like a lot of these songs that I've been seeing on here. It's just to see them this high up, I feel like there's too much emphasis on singles right now. And there's another single at number 4, although Blank Space is absolutely one of the best singles that she ever put out. It's like a deconstruction of her life in the media's fisheye lens and just throwing it back in their face. It's so well done, so much fun to listen to. You just shout every word to that hook. 15 off of Fearless at number 3, and then All Too Well at number 2. 15, not even in the same ballpark as All Too Well. I just feel like this makes no sense. I mean, All Too Well, absolutely, of course. We all know that this is such an incredible, jarring ballad in the sense that it just breaks your heart in half and then puts it right back on the table. But what the hell is gonna be number 1? What have we not seen yet if All Too Well is number 2? Number 1? Here we go. You Belong With Me at number 1. I definitely feel very underwhelmed by that pick. I thought we had already seen that. Taylor Swift was hanging out with a male friend one day when he took a call from his girlfriend, and I guess she got very jealous and then wrote You Belong With Me, and it's a great song. I like the reworked version of it too. It doesn't sound that different, but Fearless Taylor's version, that version was great too. You Belong With Me? Probably top 10, I could understand. I could recognize its top 10 appeal. but the curb appeal for it being number 1, it just feels like you're putting a yard sale at number 1 when you could have put the entire fucking mall. That took over an hour of recording to get through this entire list with my sanity somehow partially intact. So if you enjoyed this, then let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section down below. Was this list bizarre to you? Was it great? Was it somewhere in between? So many inconsistent potholes there. I just don't know where to go with it. But please, drop a like, subscribe for the love of music, check out more of my Taylor Swift videos on screen now, support me on Patreon if you'd like to help out, top link down below, full list in the description, and I'm back soon with more on Beyond ARTV. Jesus.